Recognizing that outside lane like they were earlier.
Whoa, contact. Stephen Wallace gets sideways. He is tapped from behind. And this is the one no one wanted, the big one late, and Stephen Light has nowhere to go head on into the 41 car. There's the 90 car of Stephen Light, who's having such a great run as the 41 car of Reed Sorensen got spun around. And looks like the 66 car of Stephen Wallace might have gotten a little tap. His car abruptly turned sideways, and boy, that Stephen Wallace cannot catch a break either. They have had miserable luck the last 3 or 4 events. And here's our in-race reporter in the Aaron's Green Machine, and there's the Dodge of Stephen Wallace. Says heavy damage on the front and rear. Reed Sorensen's Dodge for Chip Ganassi Racing.
So he got himself in position.
Whoa, Stephen Wallace off sideways in the corner, gets tagged by Casey Kane, Johnny Sauter, and Kevin Harvick are involved.
And we've got a lot more going on behind them, too. Yeah, this is just one of those chain reactions.
Kirk Shelmerdine, the 28 car, looks to not have any significant damage. He comes down.
I think Jason Keller might have quite a bit of damage in his car.
There's the 11 car of Keller. Heavy damage on both the front and rear.
We saw him racing pretty tight back in this pack.
Jason Leffler.
Yeah,
Jesse got in the left rear of Stephen.
Nothing Stephen Wallace can do in that situation. He tries to hang on to it right here, but it goes up across the racetrack and collects these 2 cars right here. And you see that heavy lick.
Carl Edwards just snuck by.
Nowhere for Lagasse or Allgaier to go.
Crash in turn 1.
Huge crash, unbelievable crash.
Kyle Busch got into the back of Casey Kane. Kane got turned into the wall as Busch tried to change lanes. And a lot of cars are really torn up. Yes,
some heavy hits.
It's the big one.
Yeah, that started happening before it got to the start-finish line.
With Danica and see how she gets through this.
Spotter had to do a well of a job, and she did too by not panicking.
Tiger 3 wide bottom. Caution up, go to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, all the way. Stop, right here. Watch right in front of you, I can't see. Really, really good job, really good job. Get back up to speed.
Right away. Eric Jones up into Jamie McMurray, who collects Trevor Bayne in the 6, and it's on.
Oh, hard
Bayne on
left
hard
side
hit. Martin Truex involved. Kyle Larson. And we're under caution.
You saw McMurray. You'll see him. He gets involved in this. It almost looked like his wreck from Friday. Starts off that way.
Right across into Truex. And then Bayne in the 6 to the inside barrier. And let's ride through this with Martin Truex trying to get us.
Non-shit can up there. You're clear low, Come on, come on, come on. There you go. One car's gonna cause a damn wreck up here. Keep coming. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. God dang it. Keep holding it here. You ain't hitting us yet.
And then you're in a bad position, as we can see right here.
And Leffler almost got him in the 0-0, but Bliss goes back across the racetrack, runs right in the side of Wally. Now he has no steering. And watch him just go straight down and hit the inside of the wall. He's trying to get it to go the right, but he can't steer the car. He sees the wall coming, and about this time is when you close your eyes because you're not going to like that.
Ouch. It almost looked like the throttle might have been hung on that. You could see the front tires weren't turning there, but he had the brakes on. But wow, that's a hard lick. This happened. There were about 25 cars in this pack, so it happened kind of right in the middle of them.
Dave, what about the 20 car?
Mike radioed in right after that he was, you saw where he was in the middle of the track. He said, I got in the middle. He said the back end just came around. I don't know what happened, if the air got taken off of it or whatever, but he realized the back end of the car just came right out from under him. So caution out for this crash on the backstretch. At least 6, 7 cars involved.
Was that Jason Keller in the 22 car? Or was that the 87 of Nemechek went down toward the inside? Couldn't tell.
87, yeah. On board the 38 of Casey Kane.
He gets to the side of Nemechek and goes for a ride.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Casey and Joe.
That's from on board Wally's car.
Open. One car down low. Middle's open. Say that. Oh, they just wiped us out, guys. Wally, you okay?
The engine wasn't, the throttle wasn't hung, just couldn't stop it.
Yeah, it just can't get stopped.
Because he'd knocked the brakes off when he made contact with that car.
Yeah, you like to run that high line a lot of times to keep the car wound up and it can go.
Sorry,
but
guys, no
the
place
thing
I
I
can go.
always hate about being in the high line, if something does happen, you have nowhere to go. You're there. And just like we saw with Casey Kane and Joe Nemechek, they were both probably okay just trying to avoid. Joe just moved down to try to avoid the accident, and Casey happened to be there trying to go to the bottom too, and took both of those out.
It's on board Mike Bliss's car. Charlie Benson.
Got the back here, front too hard.
Now you know how those bowling pins feel in the bowling alley. They start banging off each other.
Here comes Phil Elliott back on the inside off turn 4.
And trouble.
There's trouble coming down off that banking. 1, 2, 3. Benson's car among them as they come to the line. Caution is coming out. That could be the final lap under green. And if it is, Gordon has won with Terry Labonte second and Craven third. Dale Jarrett caught up. And there you see Kenny Wallace in that incident. Brett Bodine's number 11 is involved. And there's the number 1 of Morgan Shepherd all torn up. Now we're showing...
Bobby Hamilton gets into him right there, right in the center, spins him around, hits Skinner. There comes the Joe Nemechek had absolutely nowhere to go. That's him right against the wall sliding down through there. Dale Jarrett down on the inside with Kenny Wallace spinning around. Jarrett had got by it as far as being hit, and then gets hit again right there by Wallace. You know, just a victim of circumstances, all of them.
Right. For the second wild ride of the day with Dale Jarrett.
So he gets down off of the flat part of on the flat part of the track, then Wallace comes down and gets into him, or was knocked down into him, I should say. He didn't just drive it down there into him. Then goes up and hits the outside wall, and then Kenny's going to come back down once again and hits Jarrett.
197 now complete. Lake Speed was caught up at that in the number 9. Jarrett finally gets it woed. Another view.
You see Bobby Hamilton there. He just touches Benson right there on the left rear corners, and that sets a chain reaction off. You can see up on the top there, Joe Nemechek in the 73. Morgan Shepherd in the 1, now turned sideways, and all around them. Lake Speed's in that.
And for the second time today, Mike Skinner got out of something that you would thought he would have had no car at all.
Who is second in points in the 60, and Jason Keller, 5th in line. Oh, hard hit! Hard into the wall. Was Sprague, and cars go spinning everywhere.
Caution is out.
Jack Sprague with an incredibly hard hit coming out of turn 2.
We could have a race to the line here. This could be the race right here coming. They're racing back to the caution flag.
Here. All of a sudden they come off at 2. He gets a little wobble. Sprague does, gets that arrow push, corrects for it. There goes Todd around, and here comes the rest of the field.
Pretty much everybody else behind these cars was involved.
Saw Hank Parker scoop through, and then Ricky Hendrick.
Ricky Hendrick came so close to making it through. Stacy Compton has been a lucky man tonight. That's the 3rd wreck that he's been in.
Early Marlinstein just behind. Oh, we've got big trouble in the corner. Big trouble up on the bank, and they're still collecting them.
Once something gets started, boy, it's usually big here at Talladega.
You can see Ricky Rudd's car all rumpled in the nose. And the rest of them coming to a halt. Hut Strickland's number 8 is down in there. I think that's Johnny Benson. Oh,
you're right. There's Ted Musgrave's car.
That's Dick Trickle just going in the garage area.
Musgrave have been running in 23rd. Won't run any further today. And there's Ricky Rudd.
Oh, what a tough break for him. Ricky standing 5th in the point standings. There's Hut Strickland's car.
See John Andretti going up there. He hits Dale Jarrett just a little bit. He starts to spin. You see Jimmy Spencer making it by there. Now it's chain reaction behind him.
Dick Trickle, then Ricky Rudd comes into it. And you're right, chain reaction after that.
Keep that up against the wall. It just got through it all.
Keep your eye on Darrell Waltrip. Watch him come through here unscathed, right on the bottom.
Just sort of weaved his way through there like a snake, just slithered right on through.
Pit stops, which won't be too long. Look at Michael Walter on the outside, and Stewart and Skinner almost getting together. Oh, they're in the grass. Oh, here goes Skinner crosses one of all his cars. Yes, there goes some Chip Gordon in the wall. Chad Little, Rusty Wallace. This is Mike Skinner, and he's stuck. It rained heavily last night. And look at the damage on Jeff Gordon's DuPont Chevrolet.
And Rusty Wallace's car also heavily damaged and stopped in turn 3. There you can see how Mike Skinner is not able to get away from his spot out there in turn 3. Jeff Gordon able to get that car started and rolling again as the field comes by.
But barely able to move, the car so heavily damaged.
Right of your screen.
Mike Skinner and Tony Stewart right in here are going to make contact. And somehow they get in the grass. And Skinner turns right across the racetrack. There we see Jeff Gordon coming directly into it. All of a sudden, Gordon loses control, goes up, pant, hits the wall, and Rusty Wallace and also Ernie Irvin drive in the right side of Jeff Gordon's car. There we see Chad Little spinning down to the inside. John Kernan.
In Fords. Trying to work with him there. Oh, and McMurray goes around in front of the field.
Huge wreck.
Paul Menard is in it. Clint Boyer is in it. Menard is hit by Casey Kane. His car's all torn up. And McMurray bounces off the wall, pulls away. There's Tony Stewart. His car stopped. There's Menard. And McMurray heads toward the garage.
Car, I mean, a lot of good cars here. This reminds me of last year. We had a very similar situation last year. Off turn 4 here, all bottled up, bunched up. All it takes is just a little bit of a tap from somebody from behind. See right there, it looked like Greg Biffle may have gotten into the back of the one car. Not sure. Jamie McMurray, that's sent him around, and then it's on from there. He just starts taking out cars left and right.
Biffle got into McMurray, but did Joey Logano give Biffle a shove into McMurray?
There's our champ, Kevin Harvick. He got damaged. Danica look at her come through here. I don't think she ever makes any contact with anybody. No, she doesn't. She's clean.
Kyle Busch almost missed it. He got it in the left front. And Menard got hit about 4 times.
What we got to watch is the 1 and the 16. You got to see if and the 22. It's really kind of hard to tell. We know the 16 got into the back of the 1. I think that's what started it. But did McMurray get into did Logano get into the back of Biffle?
McMurray started to slide, then caught traction in the car, hooked to the right.
I believe Matt Kenseth in that 20 car made it through as well.
Labonte blocks Bobby Hamilton. Cannot believe it, Claire. Contact! Bobby Labonte's over. It's the big wreck on the final lap. They're racing back for the win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart are side by side. This is for the victory as Jeff Burton gets in the middle of it. At least 10 cars involved in the wreck on the backstretch.
Hamilton, the 55 car, trying to get on the outside of Bobby Labonte. Labonte comes back down the hill, and now all of a sudden they're 4 wide. And Hamilton gets in the left rear of Bobby Labonte's car, and we see the car start tumbling down the backstretch.
And there's not a whole lot you can do. When you're behind that, all you see is smoke and cars go sideways. You just try to hold the steering wheel straight and get through it somehow. Rode the roof the whole way. Never flipped over. Just on the roof, and that's how it rode the whole way down the backstretch. Hard crash for Benson there. Mike Wallace. There's Rusty Wallace in the grass. Ricky Craven.
Is that Bobby Hamilton Jr. there in the 4 car?
Yeah. They got within a half a lap of the checkered flag.
Just listen to this.
Tony Stewart feeling good, and how about Kurt Busch in that outside lane with help from David Gilmour?
Oh, here we go.
We got trouble.
There we go. That's it.
Like I said, you lead at the white.
That's it.
You're good to go. But they may race to the finish.
They're going to let him race back here. Let's go back to that final lap. Jimmy Johnson leading, and look behind him. This is the first wreck after the white flag.
Yeah. Carl just gets, just as we saw the 5 car of Kane get slammed and sent to the inside, Carl got slammed going the other way and got slammed into the outside wall. No caution after this. You see Carl right there.
Yeah, it looks
as
like
the 13 car moves up on him and sends him around.
Yeah. Scott Speed, Bobby Labonte out there. Joe Nemechek nowhere to go. Like David Reagan, barely able to sneak by. And because all of this happened well behind the leaders, and it was over in turn 2, NASCAR said let them race back to the line, give them a finish.
Yeah, that was good. I'm glad they did that. Great for the fans. And the track was clean. And obviously they were going to, next time they came back through this corner, they were going to be under caution.
Yeah, slow down.
Is being shown as our leader. We'll be right back. Somebody's on fire. Yeah. I know it. I just mentioned Dennis Setzer. That's Elton Sawyer's car that's still sliding.
Knocked the left front wheel off, and it knocked the oil line off of it.
He almost got on the side. He hit a car that was coming down across the track and got way up. Tri-oval here at the Talladega Superspeedway, and you see the 00 of Buckshot Jones. Hit from behind, gets down into Joe Nemechek, the pole sitter, and they go spinning. And then there's Elton Sawyer hitting the Buckshot Jones car, and Elton's car gets up off the ground, then catches on fire as it goes out through there.
You see the tire jumping along? That is Elton Sawyer's left front tire. He hit so hard, he literally sheared the left front off his car, and now he's broken an oil line, and that's the fire that we see is oil on the exhaust system. He's heading for the grass trying to find some water to put that out. Another angle from behind. There we see the 00 car go down, and there's Nemechek, no place to go. Bam, heavy contact. Now cars with no place to go. The 34 car goes to the outside trying to dodge, but he gets turned right in front of the 43 car. Heavy contact. There's Elton Sawyer's tire that I was talking about. That's a tire, spindle, everything. Thing probably weighs 125 pounds as it goes bouncing down the racetrack.
That's his mistake.
Right in front of the Joe Nemechek car, the 00 gets turned. Now we see the 34 car, boom, heavy contact. There, Elton Sawyer almost goes flipping. Now here comes the tire that I was talking about. And now we see the oil getting on the exhaust and the fire starting. And there we see Jimmy Foster also spinning down.
That's Jimmy Foster's car right there. He was right in the middle of that deal.
To the top of the chart with Austin Dillon.
Got one sideways.
And around turn 1 in the wall. And that is Reed Sorensen.
I think it was that quarter panel and the damage he had to the rear of that car that probably caused that accident.
Clint Boyer had been trying to get past Sorensen.
Close together. Ooh, it looked like Boyer started to go the inside and then shot back to the right, and when he did, he clipped the back of the 44 of Sorensen.
hard to tell from that angle if perhaps Boyer got turned by the car behind him.
Kind of hard to tell. These two guys were mad at each other leaving pit road.
Dialing back, the car was real. Turn 3, Bobby Labonte hard into the wall. Bottom of the racetrack to the top.
That's fire. You got the yellow.
And Bobby Labonte has the window that down. He's trying to get out of that car.
It's so hard to get down with all that equipment on.
See Kyle Petty stopping to see if Bobby needs assistance.
And he doesn't. He's out of there. Man, oh man.
We've been seeing a lot of fire lately, haven't we?
That car just spun like a top. It's like there was oil or water or something up in turn 3.
I didn't see him there.
Okay, Benson drives into the 41. They look like they save it.
Johnny's tires bent out.
The racetrack and he clips the 18 car.
Okay, that's why he spun so abruptly.
Yeah.
And Johnny made contact with the 41. It looked like it bent the suspension because you could see the tire in the 10 car just turn. Look at that hit. Oh my goodness.
Seven cars got a bunch of damage also.
Looks like Steve Park in the 30 and maybe Bill Elliott. I saw Elliott spin. Maybe Steve Park as well.
Safe for him here. He's trouble. Contact on the backstretch. It's Mike Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip.
Well, there's the big one right there. Took a lot. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Marlin in there?
40 cars in it. That's Michael Waltrip's car upside down.
Blue and yellow car. Slides up right there. Just ever so little contact, which doesn't look like a lot when you're running 185, 190 miles per hour. It's a lot.
There's the 15. The mountain right now, he's going to dig in. There goes one of the tires that Alan talked about. Violent.
Very violent.
Way back outside the top 10.
Oh, around goes Johnny Sauter. John King got in the back of him, and Sauter goes into the wall. He'll collect his teammate, Matt Crafton, as they come to the start-finish line. We will have another restart. They did not receive the white flag before Sauter got around and into the wall.
Depends on when the white flag got thrown.
Displayed, we see hard damage on the 81 of David Starr.
John King.
Brendan Gons, South Point Chevrolet with a tremendous amount of damage.
John King, Todd Bodine, Timothy Peters, Joey Coulter, Justin Lofton.
John King was going to the outside of Johnny. No, he just got a hold of his back end from the wrong angle.
Yeah.
And turned him sideways. Todd had rooted his way down to the bottom of the racetrack, and there's 2 Thor Sport trucks clobbering each other. The last thing an owner wants to see is his trucks running into each other.
A lot of damage, a lot of parked trucks right at the exit of the trioval, and the possibility of winning this
to the white. He just made a mistake from the back side of Johnny Sauter and turned him around.
I just see the replay here. It just looks like he's crossing over here, and he's obviously getting help from the guy behind him. It's probably Bodine. He's known for driving a little bit over his head at places like this, but
That's the outside lane and brings the field to speed under green. 4 laps to go.
Danny Hamlin.
Now another problem. Hamlin got into Allmendinger, who gets away, but behind him it's calamity.
Outside, stay.
Good grief.
That's what I say. Good grief.
Line on the outside is Allmendinger, and the black car is Hamlin coming up on him.
Right here, they start to make, Hamlin starts to go to that hole. It's open in the middle, and AJ sees him coming and tries to block him.
And there's just nowhere. They just get over into Paul Menard in the 27, and it's on from there.
And in Hamlin's defense, if he hits the brake, Ambrose piles into him.
Yeah, there's no brakes at this point. You're wide open. You saw Kevin Harvick going up through the gears. You're wide open. Right here, AJ says, uh-oh, I got to block that move.
Too late.
Not a good idea. Hamlin over into Tony Stewart.
Wow, did you see how close Jeff Burton in that 31 almost got involved in it?
Get real loose off the corner.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jamie.
Mike Bliss. He started 24th. Remember, he had to be patient. We have caution on the track as the one is around.
Bliss gets contact, almost gets by.
Yeah, he got clipped in the left rear by David Reagan. I was kind of watching as they were coming through the tri-oval. I wasn't sure that Bliss knew he was there and was going to give him any room. And then it looked like that Mike was going to get out of all of that, but he got clipped.
Michael Waltrip was just a victim.
And we see Bliss trying to make a little bit of room there. David Reagan is already there.
They don't want you to go below that double yellow line unless to avoid contact, and there was the contact as Reagan was right against the line.
Yeah, Reagan was doing basically all he could do. You see Michael Waltrip just about snuck through there, but got some heavy damage off of Mike Bliss.
Yeah, these guys are going right at 190 miles an hour through that part of the racetrack. It just narrows up.
Boy, Michael almost got through there. He almost got below it.